Everyone. Today I would like to introduce you. Actually, the most iconic and enigmatic figures in American literature, Emily Dickinson. So before we get into the presentation itself, I'm gonna introduce you to the presenters here. We have Salsabila Hilmi with lost to the number 010, and me, Aqila with lost to the number 023. The lesson outline we would like to explain for today is the first one is the introduction to the author. The second one, selected work overview. The third one, themes and social commentary. The third one is significant quotes. And the last is conclusion itself. The introduction to the author. She was born in 1830 in Amherst, Massachusetts, and lived a rather secluded life. So for most of her adulthood, Dickinson rarely left her home and often driving wide. So it was adding much more mysterious image in her itself. But despite her isolation, she was incredibly productive. She wrote almost 1,800 poems. Oh, that's a lot during her lifetime. But however, the very few of those poems were published while she was alive. In fact, many of her works were only discovered and published after her death, is posthumously in 1886. It's her death. So in 1886 and beyond. So Dickinson's poetry is known for its unique characteristic. She often used lent rhyme, unexpected punctuation, and unconventional capitalization. Her voice in these poems is often introspective, questioning, bold, and even it is sometimes quiet too. So, while she is often associated with the romantic and transcendentalist movement due to her themes of nature, individuality, and spirituality, her experimental style also foreshadows modernist poetry. So, it was making her more adding both, I guess, the vision of her traditional and revolutionary poet. So it's not only traditional, but it's also adding some kind of nowadays case and themes is like identity and other things, especially in this poem that we want to explain. It is adding the revolutionary poet. Okay, the second, we're gonna introduce you to I'm Nobody. Who are you? It is the poem that is most intriguing and widely anthologized poems. This poem is written in 1860s during the peak of her writing period. But after what I said, like most of her works, it was only published posthumously in 1890s. So at the first glance, the poem seems light-hearted and playful. But the speaker declares that they are nobody and question the identity of the listener, that almost inviting them into a secret club of anonymity. But yeah, after the first stance, the first glance, beneath it is, this poem carries a deeper critique of social norms. Dickinson seems to mock the idea of being a somebody, which she equates to being constantly visible, loud, and on display like a frog. So identity with the rim of nobody and somebody is reflecting in this poem too. One we have is themes and social critique in the poem. Yeah, so this is actually seemingly simple poem, but touches on profound themes such as identity, fame, and individualism and social conformity. First, we're gonna see the theme of identity and anonymity. The speaker celebrates being a nobody, which challenges social tenets to define people by status or public image. As you know, in 80s, tons of people were actually announced themselves from their societal norms, class, working class, or something, elite class. But Dickinson presents anonymity as something freeing. It is not shameful. The second one, the poem critiques fame and social recognition. So during the 19th century, the rise of print media and social expectation often equated worth with visibility. But Dickinson, for me, it's flipping the idea because the fame becomes something ridiculous, something that turns people into frogs croaking in a swamp. That's her interpretation. So the last leader is the theme of individualism versus conformity. by rejecting the label of somebody, Dickinson resists the pressure to conform or to seek validation from society. So, because somebody itself was being so enormous, having the title in the society, he is rejecting it and resist the pressure itself to conforming or to seek validation from society. So it is about human being itself, not about the outside the human being. Her tone or her approach is humorous, ironic, and almost conspirational. So it was drawing the reader into a shared understanding that there is power and peace in being unknown. Yeah, so I love this poem by myself because it was telling me that being nobody is actually good. It's actually not being burdening because the life is up to yours, not up to others, like that. The next one, we have the significant code and its interpretation and the conclusion by my friend Salsabila Naqiyyah Hilmi. Time is yours.
Okay, the next slide is talk about significant quote and interpretation. First one for significance. The line "How dirty to be somebody" capture the heart of the poem. It shows how tired and the speaker is of the pressure to be someone important. So that means it's a reflect the heaviness of living under the spotlight where everyone is watching. And the second one for reflection of issue or theme. Like it's bring up the struggle between being true to ourselves and fitting into what society expects. So in here, Dickinson suggesting that real joy come from being ourselves, not from chasing after fame or approval. And the last one for conclusion. So why is this issue still relevant? Like social media makes this struggle even more intense. We often feel the need to present perfect image online. And the second one, what can we learn? So we should encourage ourselves to focus more on our own honesty rather than trying to impress others. So like many people feel compelled to seek validation through likes and followers, echoing the societal pressure Dickinson critics. The desire for recognition can lead to anxiety and a sense of inadequacy. So that's all for our group presentation. Thank you for your listening and thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.